These are results of faith.
My dad was drinking heavily in alcohol. So I saw my mom suffer a lot through that. He didn't beat her, he didn't abuse her or anything, but I saw the effects of that. I was a really excellent student in grade school, and I thought that was all me. You know, I'm intelligent, I can do this by myself. I ended up going to university, finally allowed myself to have a relationship with somebody, and you know, in the end, he ends up leaving and all of that time for nothing. So I drove all the way to Rockford from Chicago, and I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "I think this is goodbye." And it's like, it just felt like all of my plans had gotten broken. In those 7 years, I decided that, hey, if I didn't have a relationship with a guy, let me try a relationship with a girl. The drinking was, like I said, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong because it was social. When the depression actually took the form of not taking showers for 3, 4, 6 days at a time. And when I would come home, I would shut the door in my bedroom and I would just go under the bed and close the lights. I didn't care if I was eating well. I didn't care that I gained weight. In the summer, my grandmother received a flyer. My mom put it away. My dad, he had injured his back. He wasn't able to walk. He was sitting on the sofa and he would crawl to the bathroom because it hurt that bad. And he was getting acupuncture with these needles like that big. And the guy was like pushing down on his back. I mean, I felt bad for my dad. But it got to a point where it wasn't working anymore. It was, you know, there wasn't enough that the doctor could do to continue to do this. And my mom said, "Try this. It says that whatever your pain is, they're going to heal you." The flyer had a picture of a man's body, and it said, put a cross where you have this pain, where you are ill. And my dad marked off his back, and I went with him. We went up the stairs. The pastor of the Universal Church, he put his hands on my dad. There was a prayer service, and he put his hands on my dad. And my dad afterwards told me that he felt heat. He felt like something was inside him, restoring him. And he was able to touch his toes. He was able to move his back, to bend back, things that he hadn't done in a long time. And I almost started to cry because I hadn't seen him do this. And the pastor said, "Bring your family to the church. Bring your family to the Universal Church so that God's power can help them." And we went as a family on Friday. The pastor said something about the tithe. And I had seen somebody in one of my tax preparations that she had given her tithe. And she was prospering, she was doing good. And she told me, you know, because I am faithful to God. And I was like, when I heard it, I didn't think twice anything. I said, okay, I'm gonna be faithful to God. I wanted to do that. So I started putting aside my tithe. It's things that I ended up learning, you know, and as I was learning, as I was accepting what God wanted me to change, I saw the blessings in my life. There was a point when they were going to fire me from my job. And I was just an accounting clerk. And I said, well, I just came over here to tell you all of the things that I managed to do this year. I was looking for a raise. And so we talked about it. And he said, you are on 6 months probation. So I didn't lose my job because now I was a faithful tither. I am starting my own business soon. So last year I made half of what I was making working 4 months. And I did only 8 tax returns and I made half of what I was making. I was like, look, you did this. I didn't even try. You did this. So I want to glorify you in that situation too. All of the things that I had done, even as a child, the lies, the, you know, feeling dirty, feeling completely like rubbish, everything was washed off. I was completely clean. Now I knew that God loved me. I love my sister now. had a really hard relationship with her growing up. I didn't want her around me. Now she's precious to me. My mom, I don't look at her faults anymore. I want God to bless her as well. And my dad is still my hero.